Why don't estate agents know their audience? Today, I'm joined by Reena Patel, who used to be the boss lady of Belvoir Marketing and now set up her own marketing agency. Thanks for joining me today, Reena. Why are estate agents so bad at knowing their audience? Talk to me.
I'm not sure if they are. I think what they're bad at is communicating to that audience. I think they know they've got buyers, they know they've got sellers, they know they have landlords, and they know they have tenants. But actually, the messages that they're putting out there, the messages they're putting on social media are so generic, they get very lost. So it's honing in on who your audience actually is, knowing that your audience on LinkedIn is very different to your audience on Rightmove, knowing that the people hitting your website are very different to those on Zoopla. It's making sure your messages are right for the right
And
audience.
also within that platform, you've got sellers, landlords, buyers, tenants, and I know this a buyer might be a home seller, but you almost need to work out which platform you're on, what mindset they're in, and then produce content for that particular cohort or group of people. Because
Yep.
what's of interest to a tenant is not of interest to a buyer, it's not of interest to a home seller, is not of interest to a landlord.
Yeah, and chances are people will only take in the information they want to.
Exactly, you're so right.
So putting out all of the content is not a bad thing at all, but only putting out a certain type of content, and we've said this before, putting your listings on LinkedIn, fantastic, but chances are your audience aren't going to care. They're not going to pay attention to that. What they might care about is the fact that a new development's popped up and then all of a sudden there's an opportunity for a landlord. That kind of information shows that you're different, shows that you're an expert, and that's the kind of stuff you should be putting out there to show your expertise.
Interesting to the person, and then when they find it interesting, they'll get to know, like, and trust you because you're interesting.
100%, yep.
Okay, I want to get a bit below the bonnet on this one. Okay, we've worked out where we're going to post. We've worked out who our groups of people are. What are we going to say?
You're going to say things that are going to answer their concerns. You know what their journey is. You've probably been a buyer. You've probably might be renting a home. You know exactly how they're feeling at different points of their life cycle. So for sellers, know what their biggest concerns are. Answer those in your content. Same for landlords. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all on social media. If you've got an email database, you can collect information about those particular people, and then you can use triggered emails to actually contact them when they're ready. So if you know somebody is about to get married, for example, because they've given you that information, you make sure you are contacting them about selling their property if they've got one already, or potentially buying one together. It's using little triggers of information to show that you're the expert, but also make them trust you. And timing is everything here as well. So you can put all the content that you want out on social media, but people will only pay attention when it's relevant to them, because there's so much noise on there. You don't remember everything. I'm pretty sure you can't remember the last advert that you saw. If you do, it's because either you were hungry at the time and it was a McDonald's ad as you were driving into Grantham, or it's something that was relevant to you at that particular time. But chances are you're not going to remember all the billboards. You're not going to remember what you saw when you were scrolling on Instagram. So relevant content will be useful to the right person.
Work out who your customers are, work out what their pain points are, post content that helps those pain points out and be relevant, remembering that all information, make a note of it and put that into your system so you can use that to your advantage. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I know it sounds complicated, but actually, if you've got the right systems in place, you only have to do this once. You can automate so many of these using email triggers, using SMS triggers, so people are getting things directly into their phones as well. So you don't have to worry about it. It's done once and that's it. It works for your customers.
Ladies and gentlemen, most CRMs allow you to do this, but what I would say is this: if it all sounds gobbledygook, give this lady a call. She's absolutely fantastic. She'll be able to help you. Thanks for your time today, Reena.
Thank you.